This program is brought to you by
A live crowd, a great venue, and great boxers. This is a statement being made by boxing in the Philippines. It's a return, if you want to call it, but we've never lost our flavor, our taste, our love for the sport of boxing. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Mano a Mano. We're going to have a great card here with us. Kinito Henson will help us explain this. We'll have 300 in the undercard, and of course, the main event, it'll be Lover against Concepcion of Panama. Hello, Kinito. It's nice to be back with you in a boxing arena for a change.
Well, thanks very much, Seth Sarmenta. And yes, we are in a new venue, the Winford Resort and Casino, and we are expecting fireworks in this card.
Exactly.
We've got 4 fights lined up for you, a lot of interviews as well, for you to be able to know more about these fighters inside the ring.
We are, of course, on One Sports Plus, and Pilipinas Live. And to our friends in Japan, konbanwa, domo arigatou gozaimashita. Travel TV ne, here we are, and we will go all English because we are going to be a little global. But we had talked to Gerrypens, the former world champion, before tonight, and Jerry's now been a very active fight manager and promoter, Kinito.
That's right, Gerrypens. We all know him to be a 2-time former world champion, someone who was given his life, his entire life, to the sport of boxing. And now he's taken on a new role. He's looking at bringing up boxers, not only from the Philippines, but also anywhere in the world, who might be able to come up to become, well, maybe the next Manny Pacquiao or the next Jerry Peñalosa. And tonight's card, we will be seeing someone who is a rising star in the sport of boxing in the Philippines, someone who's being taken care of by Jerry Peñalosa. And we all know guidance, so important in guiding a boxer's career.
And you know, if somebody who has that experience, the technique, and of course, Jerry has been described as one of the most proficient technical fighters ever to fight in the ring. And now Mano a Mano, this is one of his promotions. It's good that we have It's hard to get promotions around in the Philippines now with tickets, but we have a good sized crowd here today. And let's go through the fights. This is our undercard, Kinito.
That's right. This is the first fight. This is a 4-rounder in the super featherweight division. This is a fight between 2 MMA fighters, Balikasan versus Banquiao, both of them making their professional debuts. But you know, it's going to be very interesting to find out how both these MMA fighters can, well, traverse the world of professional boxing. This is a very different sport, different discipline, different dimension, different tactics to be employed in international professional boxing as against MMA.
Different nuances, of course, and you have to control some tendencies and motions that you used to do in MMA that you cannot do in professional boxing. The other bout is a 6-rounder. We've got Teodoro Atienza, who will go up against Sherwin Lombres.
This is a lightweight fight. As you mentioned, this is a 6-rounder. Atienza, interesting boxing career. His first fight was a loss, but he has come back to win 2 straight fights. His record is 2-1. Those 2 straight wins and fights for Atienza came by way of knockout. And he's up against someone who has a 3-1 record, Lombres, who's coming off 2 straight losses. It's going to be a big test here for Atienza to find out whether he can hurdle Lombres.
We have an interesting mix of up-and-coming fighters, some making their pro debuts here, and up against some grizzled veterans. We have another fight. We have Ken Danila, who will go up against John Lawrence Ordonez. These are a little more grizzled in terms of veterans. One is undefeated, actually.
Well, Danila, we all know that he also is from the Gerry Peñalosa stable. His record is 5-0 with 4 knockouts. and he is also a rising star in the stable of Jerry Peñalosa. But up against Ordoño, who has had a journeyman career. Let's find out whether Ordoño can put up a test here against Danila.
Okay, and the main event, of course, it's the Philippines against Panama. It's a 10-rounder. We had a lot of fun teasing our Filipino boxer. Why is he called Lover Boy? And that's the reason why. That's his name. He's going up against a two-time former world champion.
This is an acid test for Llover. We all know that he's undefeated. He's the reigning Oriental and Pacific Boxing Federation bantamweight champion, and his record is 14-0. He's got 9 knockouts and 4 first-round knockouts, but he's up against a former 2-time world champion, someone who has ruled the super flyweight and the flyweight division, and Luis Concepcion of Panama. You know, when he turned pro back in 2006, Llover was only 3 years old.
Okay.
So you can see the difference not only in age but also in experience. Concepcion has had a total of 51 fights. Llover has had a total of 14 fights. Concepcion is 39 years old, while Llover is 22 years old. It's going to be age versus experience. It's going to be youth versus veteran smarts as far as Luis Concepcion of Panama is concerned.
And some disparities, some differences. But all that will come to fore when we climb the Mano a Mano ring right here after these.
This program is brought to you by
Madam, did you hear that?
The what? There's something about the Winford experience? I wanna find out! Welcome to Winford Resort and Casino, Manila.
Every spin, every roll, every moment, someone wins. It's not just about the wins, it's how we make you feel. Come and create your winning moment.
Itong part na to.
Okay po.
Swerte si Vic. Ikaw kaya, subukan mo sa...
Playtime! Pinakamataas sa cashback sa 2%.
Taas nun, ha?
Swerte sa akin ng Playtime. You're welcome!
This program is brought to you by
We welcome you back to the Winford Resort and Casino, and we would like to welcome back, in a way, to Philippine boxing, Alex Orisa, who has been a trainer of world champions. Of course, he's worked with Manny Pacquiao and all our other champions. What has brought you back here to the fight game?
Well, I think for sure it's Kenneth Lover, without a doubt. No, I was just here. I was retired, enjoying my best life here in the Philippines, and Jerry approached me with this opportunity, and I'm completely honored to be able to step in and do what he's asking.
And you have worked with Jerry before, way back.
Yeah, Jerry was one of my first Filipino fighters back when I was started with Wild Card. And I moved here a couple years ago. We started discussing things about the boxing game here in the Philippines. And I just think there's so much talent here that's just untouched but the problem is we have to have somebody who's going to look out for the fighters, not just sign the fighter, but look out for them from beginning to end.
Okay, Kinito?
Alex, we've known each other for a long time, but it's nice to see Philippines on your shirt.
Oh, yeah.
Now, we know that you're from Bogota, Colombia, and you were a baseball player in San Diego State. You took up kinesiology over at Syracuse, New York.
Yeah.
But Alex, Seb asked you what brought you back to boxing. I know that you've seen a spark in the career and in the talent of Kenneth Jover.
Yes.
You've worked with Manny Pacquiao, Floyd Mayweather, a multitude of world champions. What have you seen in Jover that sort of maybe can tell you that he could be a future world champion?
I don't, it's one of those things when you see a fighter and you want to see and believe what you feel. So I had to go out, to be honest with you, and start asking some of my other colleagues and friends, hey, what do you think about this fighter? What do you know? And everybody jumped in. It was like, he has it. He has the looks. He's a humble kid, funny kid. Obviously, he's a very talented kid, but I'll be straight with you. I saw him fight a year ago, just like a tune-up. He was sick. He still showed up, and he went 10 rounds. And sick, and it was back and forth all night. He gave and took all night. And when you see something like that, that's hard. That's something you can't give a fighter. That's something, and he just never gave up all night long. And right there, I said, yeah, I told Jerry, that kid's got it. That kid can do something.
Alex, tell us about your training style. I remember many, many years ago, you talked about HIIT. Exactly what does that mean? And are you applying HIIT in the training, in the strength and conditioning of Kenneth Jover?
Well, HIIT is just basically an acronym for high intensity interval training system. So Kenneth, as probably all Filipinos do, they have that Manny Pacquiao influence. But not everybody can imitate that, clearly. But he has that movement, he has that speed, he has that power. We just need to harness it and just try to attack all his strengths and then focus on those weaknesses and hopefully develop and cultivate another world champion.
Alex, Filipinos love to eat, and we are crazy about eating. How is that a challenge when dealing with boxers, with Filipinos? What kind of discipline do you impose to manage weight for boxing?
Well, in our case now with Penalosa Promotions, Jerry has, fortunately, he's given us all the resources and funding to bring all the people that I've used in the past to help Kenneth. So it's about being consistent, having a structured program, letting them see what their progress is at the end of every week, and not guessing. If you know the numbers and you know what you're supposed to do at the end of the week, you know if you're either regressing or you're progressing. And so, thankfully enough, Jerry has given us that kind of resource to allow me to bring the best people that I know to sit there and cultivate this kid through these divisions.
One last question before we let you go. Alex, what can fans expect from Kenneth Jover against a grizzled veteran, former two-time world champion, Luis Concepcion tonight?
Well, as I told Kenneth, the things with these kind of fighters, these older fighters, they got a ton of experience. And when they have 2 years of layoff, we don't know what they did. We're not privy to what's going on in camp. But sometimes these guys come into shape. They come in, they know this is their last time. I expect him to come out hot and heavy. Luis come against Kenneth because he's young, he's inexperienced. So I think he's going to bring it all in the first 3 rounds. I think it's going to be fireworks right from the get.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, Alex Ariza, our international global boxing and fitness trainer. We hope to see more of you, Alex, in more of the fights. We will have the fights ready for you when we return.
This program is brought to you by
Madam, did you hear that?
What? There's something about the Winford experience? I want to find out! Welcome to Winford Resort and Casino Manila.
Every spin, every roll, every moment, someone wins. It's not just about the wins, it's how we make you feel. Come and create your winning moment.
Itong part na to.
Okay po.
Swerte si Vic. Ikaw kaya, subukan mo sa
Playtime! Pinakamataas sa cashback sa 2%.
Taas nun, ha?
Swerte sa akin ng Playtime. You're welcome!
This program is brought to you by
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are moments away from the start of our first bout here today. And as Skinito mentioned, it's a four-rounder. And this is the dramatis personae, Balisacan, going up against Bangkiao.
Yes. Some of the interesting facts and figures of this fight, you see that on your screens. And as we mentioned earlier, they are two former MMA fighters, both.
Let's try that again. Say something.
And here we are, our tail of the tape.
Yeah.
It's Balikat.
Now, do you hear me? Okay, we're good. Now, can you please try something? Yeah, hinaan natin. Galawin mo. Parang, ayan, okay.
Okay, we'll talk about this upcoming fight.
Go ahead, please.
This is a four-rounder in the super featherweight division, and we've got the facts and figures now on your screens. And let's turn you over now to our ring announcer, Mark Lontayo, Silver Voice.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Mano a Mano, Philippines versus Panama, presented to us by Gerrypens Promotions and Camina Promotions, sponsored by Winford Resort and Casino, One Sports, Playtime, Dialman, Blackwater, Dialysis Center, Filipinas Live, title holder, and we are also live in Japan via Travel TV. Ladies and gentlemen, this first bout is 4 rounds under the 130-pound weight category. Let us welcome the fighters here inside the ring. First, the fighter from the blue corner representing RB Boxing Stable of Malasaki, Pangasinan, introducing Raymond Bacquiao. Call on his opponent, the fighter from the red corner, representing ex-con Tiger City Boxing Gym of Mandaluyong City, introducing Israel Balisacan. Ladies and gentlemen, this first bout presented to us by Gerrypens Promotions and Cabinet Promotions is sanctioned by the Games and Amusement Board and Chairman, Attorney Francisco J. Rivera, Commissioners Angel Bautista and Attorney Manuel S. Plaza III, Chief of Pro Boxing and Other Contact Sports, Mr. Rodil Mano. Our ring physician, Dr. Noel Nathaniel Napa. Timekeeper for this bout, Mr. Romulo Santiago and Estela Igasa. Ladies and gentlemen, the three judges at ringside scoring this contest in the 10-point boss system will be Carlo Baluyo, Elmer Costillas, and Danilo Lopez. And when the bell rings, your referee in charge of the action, ladies and gentlemen, referee Virgilio Garcia. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner wearing black with yellow, official weight 131.9 pounds. This is his professional debut, proudly representing RB Boxing Stable of Malasaki, Pangasinan. Ladies and gentlemen, Raymond Bangkiao. And his opponent across the ring. Fighting under the red corner wearing black with yellow and red, official weight 130.4 pounds. This is also his professional debut, representing Excon, Tiger City Boxing Gym of Montaluna City, ladies and gentlemen, Israel Baligasan. Once again, the instructions are referee Virgilio Garcia.
Israel. Raymond, Israel. 4 rounds laban nyo, ha? May instruction na ako sa inyo. Alam nyo na lahat ang pinagbawal. Okay, good luck sa inyong dalawa.
And we are just about ready to put the boxers into action. Israel Balisacan is in the gray trunks, while the one with stripes will be Raymond Bangkiao. I like your point about the fact that they are former MMA fighters, and let's see how that affects them in the course of the fight.
Well, first of all, let's check out the fighting styles of both these fighters. Balisacan, he's the boy with the red shoes. He's fighting the orthodox style, leading off with the left jab, keeping his right tucked in, ready to strike. And then you've got Bangkiao, who is a southpaw, leading off with his right hand and taking a shot, a right hand coming from Balisacan.
Buti na uso mga play. The good thing that fighters, I keep speaking in Tagalog, I'm so sorry. But the fighters, it's nice that their names are now on their trunks, Kinito.
That's right.
It really helps us in our coverage.
And many times as well, they have their monikers
that's
on
true.
their waistbands and in the back of their trunks. Sometimes they even put names of sponsors. But I don't think that's generally allowed anymore.
Yeah. Too many, perhaps, for some fighters. We are down to 1:50 here in round number 1. Some body shots being unleashed now by Raymond Bangkiao.
And Bangkiao, a little more aggressive here than Balisacan. Firing off with that right jab out of that southpaw stance. Now Balisacan going over to the middle of the ring and then getting tagged here by
Bangkiao.
Bangkiao, yes.
Bangkiao looks like he's a good fighter that switches from the top and goes to the bottom, Kinito. He can go to the body and has done so many times during the course of this first
A nice
round.
combination as well from Bangkiao, connecting with that left and then the right uppercut.
And he gets tagged this time as Balisacan tries to retaliate, but sneaky left hand by Bangkiao is
That's a
at work.
left hand. Now, you also notice that both these fighters, because of their MMA backgrounds, they're not too keen on putting up their fists. So defense is a little bit porous here, and Bangkiao connecting with big shots to the head.
And maybe that's to our delight, because they'll throw punches at each other. But, let's see how far they will go with 39 seconds remaining in the first round.
Balisacan connecting with a big right hand to the face.
Yes, indeed. And Bangkiao looks like he was stunned
He
by
was
that.
definitely stunned. Bangkiao also looking to attack the body here of Balisacan, but here we go.
They're just throwing everything. And with 20 seconds to go, just throwing big punches. Missed by Balisacan.
And this is very typical of MMA fighters. They just go all out It's all offense, very little defense, but they're throwing everything they've got.
And some energy problems
Yeah.
now for Balisacan. He's breathing through the mouth, Kinito.
And Balisacan is moving away from
that was clearly
Pacquiao
seen.
at the end of the first round.
And we are done with round number 1 of this 4-round.
Well, certainly an action-packed first round of this fight. We take a look at some action here from that round. And a big left hand and a right coming there from Balisacan. Now remember, Pacquiao, he's the boy with those lime green stripes on his trunks. Excellent exchange of punches that time.
And we are in the corner right now of Balisacan.
One thing I noticed in that first round, certainly Pacquiao was the more aggressive fighter, but Balisacan is a very good counterpuncher.
That's a good point, huh?
So coming in was Pacquiao, but Balisacan standing his ground and also throwing his counters very accurately on the on-rushing Pacquiao. This is certainly a good appetizer. And we've got 4 fights lined up for you. This is the first of 4.
Actually, there were scheduled 5, but one had to be canceled because of some weight problems. But we're happy with the card that we have as we proceed with this battle featuring Israel Balisacan and Raymond Pacquiao, who has the striped trunks. Oh,
nice
big left hand. Yes.
Connected there by Pacquiao.
Pacquiao has a wicked left hand that works very well. And he picks his spots well. Look at him, Kinito. Go for it.
Yeah, he's stalking his prey right now.
Balisacan is in trouble.
That big punch clearly staggered Balisacan.
Exactly.
Balisacan is coming back.
And trying to stay afloat, actually. Staying up. But look at the mouth. It's really a lot of breathing through that mouth rather than through the nose.
And Balisacan also bringing down his guard.
Yes.
Just to be able to catch his breath. And throwing some punches that he missed. Looks like Pacquiao here. A little more gas in his tank here in the second round.
Did you give him the first round?
I would. I would give Pacquiao that first round. But here we go again. Here's Balisacan trying to come back. He's got Pacquiao pinned against the ropes.
Let's see if Pacquiao can fight his way out of that predicament. He's trying. Oh, he's in a bit of trouble. Second win, apparently. Catching up now with Balisacan. Virgilio Garcia, third man in the ring, just allowing them to slug away.
Pacquiao might have punched himself out. He was throwing a lot of punches.
That's true.
Very early in this round.
That's true. Oh, but big shot by Balisacan. That staggered Pacquiao. And Pacquiao now in trouble.
More.
He's against the
Balisacan
ropes.
with a big left hand connecting.
Oh, they don't care. They're just throwing it at each other here.
And Pacquiao coming right back.
Oh, look at
There
this.
he is.
And the time remaining, still a lot. 137. Referee Garcia backpedaling, stepping away.
And Balisacan, again, as he did late in the first round, walking away from Pacquiao, trying to catch his breath. All about timing. It's been peaks and valleys in this round.
Maybe that really helps him catch his breath and, regroup.
That's that big right hand coming from Balisacan. Now, Pacquiao is holding back.
He got tagged. He got hurt, but he
beautiful
throws
left.
that left.
And that caught Balisacan squarely on the face. But Pacquiao, he apparently is also gassing out here.
Yes.
He did not follow up on that big punch that he scored.
Well, the fun part about 4-rounders, they go full throttle all the way.
That's right. And again, because of their mixed martial arts background, these guys, they go all out right from the first bell.
Well, big miss that time, and we're done with the second round.
Both these fighters gasping for air. Now, in mixed martial arts, each round is about, 5 minutes? And for professional boxing, each round is 3 minutes. So they should be used to long stretches in every round. But take a look at some of the action here brought to you by Playtime.
And here's Pacquiao trying to pummel his opponent, but it's not that one-sided because this guy fought back.
Yeah, because of his good counter-punching ability, he was able to strike back with that right hand. But here we go.
Pacquiao was going for the knockout already.
He was all over Balisacan.
Would you give that second round to Balisacan?
It's hard to say. I thought that both fighters had their moments in that second round, but Well, Balikasan did have his big
Moments,
strikes,
yeah.
especially with his counters. And I thought at the beginning of that round, Banquiao had the edge. But Balikasan was able to come back. And yes, I would give that round to Balisakan. And in our unofficial scorecards, it would be dead even right now.
Yes, indeed. In the meantime, we've got Israel Balisakan, who is at the right side of your picture right now, up against Raymond Banquiao. In case you're joining us, like Banquiao with some shots. But look at Balisakan. He's getting the better of Banquiao, at least at the top of this third.
Well, that right hand is coming through for Balisakan. And against a southpaw, that's the deadliest weapon that he can use.
Yes, indeed.
A right straight, and that has been on the button for Banquiao.
Both have become suddenly cautious. They're trying to spot each other, assess each other, being a little more cautious now.
You know, before this fight, Banquiao was listed as a southpaw. Actually, both these fighters were listed as a southpaw. But as we're seeing here, Balisakan sticking to that orthodox routine. I think he feels that is an advantage for him because then he'll be able to get that leverage to throw the right straight.
Banquiao with some big shots, and he has a chance. It looks like Balisakan wobbled a tad there.
Well, Balisakan was motioning to the referee that he was butted, but no action from the part of the third man in the ring, Vio Garcia. And you've got to keep on fighting. You can't rely on any call from the referee once you're inside that ring.
You can't referee the fight.
Oh, that's right. You've got to protect yourself at all times. If there's no call, you just have to fight on.
And we're coming down to the final minute, final 2 minutes. Well, we're moving a little slower here. 2 minutes ago, sorry. In the meantime.
Big miss there by Balisakan. Action a slowdown here. Both these fighters are trying to catch their breath. And looks like they're going to be preserving their energy
it looks
for
like a pacing,
fourth round.
round for them to go all out. But this guy has other plans.
Yeah,
Banquiao.
this is a big flurry now.
Oh, left hand.
Unleashed by Banquiao. Oh, beautiful. Right hand by Banquiao.
And
But
Banquiao
no follow-up.
feels he has his opponent on the run here.
And there he is on the all-out attack against Balisakan.
Who's fighting back, who's countering this time. It's Banquiao who's pinned against the ropes now.
Balisakan is just biding his time.
Yeah.
Now, he thought that Banquiao might have punched himself out in that flurry. And now it's his turn to turn the tables.
Seems to have an advantage when he has Banquiao on the ropes.
But then they're back in the center of the ring.
Yeah, we're coming down to the final seconds of this, the third.
Again, a very action-packed third round. Very difficult to say who's got the edge here.
Despite the pacing
I
attitude of both fighters.
thought Banquiao did a lot of damage towards the end of that round, but then all of a sudden, Balisakan came roaring back. Banquiao might have had the edge, a slight edge in that round.
Here's that moment when he thought he was butted. But you are right. You should just protect yourself at all times. Continue to fight. Keep your defenses up.
And look at Balisakan also giving it all he has, throwing everything at Banquet.
As we go into...
Banquiao, rather.
Banquiao is going to sound like Pacquiao, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
After a while.
You know, the interesting thing about a four-rounder, especially for debuting professionals, is that there is no time to rest. You've got to be going all out in every single round. Plus, if you happen to score a knockdown in any one round, it's going to be such a huge advantage.
Because of the shortness of the fight.
Oh, yeah. And then it's an automatic 10-8 round.
In terms of managing the endurance of the other side, they want them to touch their gloves here.
That's right.
Ayan, hindi pa sanay, and they're not yet used to it. I'm sorry, I'm really sorry. It's okay. Apologies to our international audience in the meantime.
Here we go once more. Banquiao, the boy with that, with the black trunks and the lime green stripes. Both fighters just sizing each other up now.
I think
before
they're managing their resources more than anything else, actually.
And here we go. Balisakan with a great flurry. And he certainly put Banquiao on the defensive that time.
In a 4-rounder, you have to finish strong. Leave the best possible impression on the judges. It could be all tied up, even, Steven, at the first 3 rounds, but the 4th round could be decisive.
And you also notice that there's very little footwork being shown by both these fighters.
What does that tell
you?
What does that tell you?
Well, they're fighting straight up. This is very typical of MMA fighters when they're just going mano a mano, face to face. Not too much lateral movement. They're just going all out on the attack. Now there's some foot movement coming in as far as Pacquiao is concerned.
But not much in terms of mixing it up. Now they do.
Balisacan looks like he's got a little more gas here.
Right hand of Pacquiao has been wicked.
It's Pacquiao who's turned into a counter puncher at this stage.
At least in this round. And Balisacan has his opponent in the corner, pinned there.
And Balisacan probably feels he's behind on points.
And that's why he's going all out.
He's really going all out. He's the aggressor, and he's getting this nice left hand coming in from Pacquiao.
Despite being pummeled here.
That's a big right hand coming from Balisacan.
Who now has a minute to probably turn this around.
Now both these fighters catching their breath, but you can expect a final assault from both these fighters.
In the next couple of seconds, huh?
A little bit of foot movement here coming from Pacquiao.
Boy, but they are just tuckered out at this point. Oh, Balisacan with a big shot. And a good counter that time by Pacquiao. And another one. And another
right
one.
hand and a left hand coming from Pacquiao. A little more accurate in his punching, but more active is Balisacan in throwing those punches. The crowd roaring here. And this is the kind of finish that everyone is expecting.
This is a great...
And that's it. That's the end of 4 rounds.
This is a great appetizer, aperitif for what promises to be an explosive card here today.
And the big crowd here at the Winford Resort and Casino, giving both fighters a round of applause.
There's blood streaming down Balisacan's left cheek or left eyelid area. Anyway, here's a reel of choice cuts from that last round. Ooh, big one.
That left straight coming from Pacquiao, that hit the target, and then he'll score with the right hand. You know, you can argue for a draw in this fight.
So. Yeah, I agree.
The way both these fighters went all
I wouldn't
out.
be surprised. First 2, or at least the first round, I'd give to Pacquiao. Balisacan probably got the second. The third could have been quite close. So this could happen.
Balisacan with that blood, as you mentioned, coming out of the corner of his right eye.
Right eye, huh?
Now, there was no motion from the referee that it was inflicted by a headbutt. So the assumption is that cut was opened by a punch.
So Carlo Baluyot, Elmer Costales, Danilo Lopez are the judges.
And Seb, you know, in that replay that we saw of the action in the 4th round, we saw Pacquiao connecting with that left straight. That might have opened that cut in the corner of the right eye.
Which is really a soft part of the anatomy.
That's right.
Which had been pummeled throughout the fight, and suddenly it hit really decisively, and then it opened up that gash.
But I'll tell you, if that cut had been opened earlier, maybe in the first few rounds, it would have been a huge handicap against Balisacan.
There's also reason they could stop it, you know. But I think we landed where we want to be in the end of the fight, end of 4 rounds. We'll go to the scorecards, obviously. We're very colorful ring announcers, just about waiting for his cue, Kinito.
That's right, Silver Boys. Our dear friend from way back, Mark Lontayo. Does he have his scorecards now? I think he's got it. Let's turn you over now to our ring announcer, Silver Boys.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 4 rounds of professional boxing, we'll go to the scorecards. So before anything else, I round of applause for his 2 warriors. Judge Carlos Elmer Garcias and Judge Danilo Lopez both scored 30 to 38. We have a majority draw.
As you expected, Kinito.
That's right. We called it. And we said it was there would be a strong case for a draw. And sure enough, it ends up in a majority draw. One judge, however, Carlo Baluyot, giving the fight over to Pacquiao. I thought he had the cleaner shots, but I thought Balisacan had more aggressiveness as the fight wore on. He was a little more active. Pacquiao sort of tapered off towards the end of this fight, but certainly a decision that should stand the test of all critics. Majority draw is the decision, Balisacan versus Pacquiao.
Both of these fighters will register draws in their professional debuts. We will now take a break and prepare everything for our second fight here in Mano a Mano.
This program is brought to you by
Madam, did you hear that?
What? There's something about the Winford experience? I want to find out! Welcome to Winford Resort and Casino Manila.
Every spin, every roll, every moment, someone wins. It's not just about the wins, it's how we make you feel. Come and create your winning moment.
Itong part na to.
Okay po.
Swerte si Vic. Ikaw kaya, subukan mo sa
Playtime! Pinakamataas sa cashback sa 2%. Taas nun, ha? Swerte sa akin ng Playtime. You're welcome!
Once again, judges for our next bout between Atienza and Lopez will be Carlo Baluyot, Gerrypens Garcia, and Danilo Lopez. Referee for our next bout, referee Elmer Garcias.
This program is brought to you by
Big-sized crowd here at the Winford Hotel and Casino in Manila. Of course, professional basketball player Jericho Cruz is in the attendance. Coming up, Kinito, is this battle featuring Teodoro Atienza Jr. and Sherwin Lombres.
It's a six-rounder, and we are in the lightweight division with a weight limit of 135. Atienza, as we mentioned in our pre-game coverage, lost his first professional fight and has come back to win 2 straight wins, and both of them by knockout. And Lombres showing up here with a 3-3-1 record. As you take a look at the facts and figures of this fight coming up, and we'll turn you over now.
Yeah, look at the reach: 63 1/4, 259 1/2. That's a big advantage.
Big advantage indeed.
You were saying, do the intro.
Well, I think our ring announcer Silver Boys is ready for the introductions.
Ladies and gentlemen, let us now welcome the fighters. Our next bout here inside the ring. This will be 6 rounds under lightweight category. Let us first welcome the fighter from the blue corner, representing El Tigre Boxing Gym of Mandaluyong. Ladies and gentlemen, Sherwin Lombres. And now let us call on his opponent, the fighter from the red corner, proudly representing Peñalosa Boxing Stable of Better Living, Parañaque. Ladies and gentlemen, Teodoro Atienza. Ladies and gentlemen, this next bout is 6 rounds under lightweight category, presented to us by Jerry Peñalosa's Gerrypens Promotions and Koki Kameda's Kameda Promotions. Ladies and gentlemen, this bout is sanctioned by the Games and Amusement Board Chairman, Attorney Francisco J. Rivera, Commissioners Angel Bautista and Attorney Manuel S. Plaza III, Chief of Pro Boxing and Other Contact Sports, Mr. Rodel Manao. Our ring position, Dr. Noel Nathaniel Napa. Timekeepers, Romulo Santiago and Estela Igasan. Ladies and gentlemen, the 3 judges at ringside scoring this contest in the 10-point must system will be Carlo Paluyo, Virgilio Garcia, and Danilo Lopez. And when the bell rings, your referee in charge of the action, ladies and gentlemen, referee Elmer Costillas. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing red with white, official weight 135 pounds, professional record 3 victories, 3 defeats with 1 bout even, with 1 of his victory coming by way of knockout. Representing El Tigre Boxing Gym of Mandaluyong City, here is Sherwin Lombres. And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the red corner, wearing black with yellow. Official weight, 136.2 pounds. He has an excellent professional record consisting of 2 victories, only 1 defeat, with 2 of his victories coming by way of knockout. Proudly representing Peñalosa Boxing Stable of Better Living Parañaque, ladies and gentlemen, Teodoro Atienza. And once again, to give instructions, here's referee Elmer Costillas.
Boxers. Gusto ko maganda at malinis na laban, ha? Tandaan yung mga sinasabi ko na bawal, okay? Makinig at sumunod sa lahat, ha? Kayo utos, protektahan sarili niyo sa lahat ng pagkakataon, okay? Maliwanag, touch gloves, good luck, magtor ka na.
And boxing fans globally, you know what the final instructions are. Of course, the referee, Mr. Elmer Costillas, wants a clean fight from both our fighters. Kinito, tell us a little more in your notebook about these 2 fighters. Atienza clearly looks like he's the home court boy, hometown boy, with a lot of people cheering for him when he was introduced.
Well, Atienza coming from the Jerry Peñalosa stable, so this is a Jerry Peñalosa promotion. So you're going to expect a home court advantage here for Atienza, but also Atienza coming off 2 straight knockout wins. And his record is 2-1 with 2 knockouts. He is the southpaw. He's a much taller opponent than Lombres. Lombres has lost his last 2 fights. And the previous fight was in February of this year, and he lost a first-round knockout to Roneric Ballesteros in Vigan, Ilocos Sur. And let's see whether Lombres can bounce back from that defeat. Certainly needs a win here to get back on track as far as his boxing career is concerned. But Atienza with a huge reach advantage.
Look at the length, it's so clear.
And as well as his height advantage. Plus, you know that Atienza has knockout power. Atienza is the boy in the black trunks with the yellow stripes down the side, while Lombres is the boy with the red trunks.
And he seems to be oozing with tremendous confidence. And he gets tagged, however, by Lombres.
Well, Lombres has those short punches. He's a shorter fighter, so he needs to be able to crowd Atienza.
And get
inside.
Yeah.
He's got to get inside. He's got to put pressure on Atienza. It's exactly what he's doing.
Cut the size of the fight.
Oh, yeah. He doesn't have distance to his advantage, so he needs to move in, get within that strike zone, and then throw those short chopping blows.
Especially to the body, perhaps. Atienza will be well aware of that, trying to be evasive here. He's not thrown much leather here this first round, actually.
Well, Atienza is moving around, but now he's standing his ground. He's waiting for Lombres to attack. But, you know, if you're Atienza, you want to make use of your reach. Throw that right jab. He's a southpaw. But that time, he's leading off with that left straight. Now, he's keeping Lombres guessing. You would expect the southpaw to lead off with that right jab. Sometimes Atienza will lead off with that left lead. Lombres going to the body, as you were mentioning, Seb, something that he needs to be able to do to stop Atienza in his tracks. That's right.
He has the disadvantage in terms of reach and height, as you mentioned. Oh, big shot by Atienza. And Atienza might be going for an early kill here.
Atienza throwing that right hand just as Lombres is backing off.
Nothing wrong about being confident. It's a nice swag, actually, that Atienza has.
And plus, you have a psychological advantage over your opponent. You're showing a lot of confidence. It might deflate the confidence of your opponent.
That's,
Last 10 seconds.
100% accurate. In the meantime, coming down to the end of round number 1.
Now this round is up for grabs. Sporadic attacks here by Atienza. But Lombres was a lot more aggressive in moving in towards his opponent and closing that distance between them.
I would agree. We'll
You're
take
see
in
some
action
slow action.
From the first round.
Oh, that was a big right hand, or make that the left hand, connected by Atienza. That almost, by the way, brought down Lombres. And remember, Lombres, in his last fight, went out in the first round. So he has survived the first round here in this fight against Atienza. We are scheduled for 6. So it's going to be a little bit of a long haul here.
And of course, if you're watching us through whatever platform we are able to reach you, we have the main event happening later on, Philippines against Mano
And
a Mano.
that's going to be a very exciting fight, no
Seconds up.
doubt about it. And also, at the Winford Resort and Casino event venue where we have this great boxing is the 3-division former world champion from Japan, Koki Kameda. And this is also a co-production of Gerrypens Promotions and the Kameda Promotions of Japan, and which is the reason why we're being shown live in Japan on Travel TV. We welcome all of our viewers from Japan, all of our good friends from Japan.
In the meantime, we welcome you to the second round. Lombres trying to initiate the contact there.
And you like the short chopping blows of Lombres. That's exactly what he needs to be able to put some pressure here on Atienza. Atienza moving away quite deftly. He's now using his good footwork, making himself a very elusive target for Lombres. Lombres has to just keep on moving forward.
Should be interesting how judges Baluyo, Garcia, and Lopez will assess this 6-rounder. We're just in the second of a scheduled 6.
Low blow, low blow.
There's low blow, and Atienza complying aggressively.
Low
He's
blow.
jumping up and down to shake it off.
Now, ordinarily, you would have 5 minutes. Take a look at this.
Yes, it is.
That's clearly a low blow. He was actually trying to target the belt line. Now, in the case of an injury of a low blow, and the fighter is not able to continue, then he will lose by knockout if he's not able to resume fighting after 5 minutes.
5 minutes is the allowance. In the meantime, though there is some form of...
the left floors Lombres. What a knockdown.
Oh, that
was picture
staggering.
perfect.
He walked into it.
And that left hand
That
of
was
Atienza.
6.
Look at Atienza very calmly standing up by the neutral corner. He's got both his gloves.
Look at those eyes,
in a
Benito.
crisscross
Look at the eyes
motion.
of Atienza. He's going for it.
Yeah, he's going for the kill right now.
And
There's
he
another
knows
left
he
hand
has the
coming
clear
from
advantage.
Atienza.
1 minute and 6 remaining.
Atienza missing with that left, missing with that right, connecting with the left. Lombres is trying to fight back.
But he's more concerned with protecting himself right now.
One thing about Lombres, though, he's not backing off.
Yep, he's
He's
trying
not
to stay in
retreating.
the middle of the ring with him. Atienza now looking for the angle. Atienza stalking his prey.
And being very patient.
Yes.
Which is a mark of a mature fighter.
He could have been extremely over-anxious to get that job done after the first and only knockdown so far.
I think Atienza is also wary of the recuperative powers of Lombres. Lombres is a dangerous fighter, and it shows.
And he's hungry
in
for
his,
a win, for a comeback, as you
in
mentioned.
his record. He won actually his first 2 fights as a professional. That's Lombres. And then he fell into hard times.
10 seconds, 10 seconds.
Oh, big shots, big unleashed with the final seconds.
So a big knockdown was scored by Atienza in round number 2. A picture-perfect left straight, bringing down Lombres. And that's a 10-8 round here for Atienza. Watch it here. And look at that left hand. Flush on the button. Watch it from another angle. And there's a lot of power behind that left straight of Teodoro Atienza.
Who looked like he was taking his time, coasting along in the first round, throwing a few punches, and then he unleashed that big bomb here in that round that just concluded the second.
Well, no doubt, in training for this fight, he must have gotten good guidance from Gerry Peñalosa.
Oh, yes. So we asked him, Gerry, and what he was sharing with his boxers, actually. I like the fact that he told us that fasten your seatbelts.
Yeah,
that's
right.
what Gerry told us when we chatted with him in our program just a few nights ago. And it's not an easy ride. Here we go, third round.
And Lombres holding on very early in this round.
How goes the score in that case? Is it 10-8, 10-7?
10-8.
10-8.
10-8, yeah. You score at 10-7 if there would be 2 knockdowns.
Okay, 10-8 in favor of
go.
Atienza there. Oh!
Look at Lombres. He leaves himself wide open as he goes in the attack to the body. He's putting both both arms down because he's targeting the body in the midsection and the sides of the body of Atienza.
Which he was called for a low blow in that second round.
And when that happens, when he's attacking the body, he's opening himself up upstairs.
Yes, clearly so. Like in this case, Atienza swings him around. Already, for just joining us, a knockdown happened in the second round, courtesy of Atienza.
Atienza now not rushing things, but he's allowing Lombres to pin him down.
Stop punching.
To put him against the ropes and into a corner.
Yeah,
Atienza, I think, is very confident
a bit of a rope
of being able to fight off the ropes.
And he must be in tip-top shape because he's been able to take those blows, Kinito.
Yes, that's right. Especially the blows to the body. But here comes Lombres once more, putting pressure. He's putting his head on the chest of Atienza.
Putting his weight on Atienza, trying to tire him out.
Well, it's very clear that Lombres' style is, he's a slugger, he's a roughhouser. Atienza needs to be able to display his boxing skills. Fight him from a distance.
Yes.
Don't make him come close.
And let him walk into some big punches, and a warning issued against Atienza for pinning down his opponent.
You got to give it to Lombres. He's in there fighting. He went down in the second round.
Big shots at least again by Atienza, who knows how to pick his spots.
Step back.
And that's true. And as far as Lombres is concerned, he feels that if he comes close to Atienza, he's able to unload his short shots. He got staggered that time. I saw his legs buckle.
And
another combination.
And the length now becoming a factor, Kinito.
And also the movement.
Yes, the lateral movement, the picking of the spots. And look at that, the flicking of the hand. Coming down to the final half minute.
And that movement, that lateral movement of Atienza, now making it difficult for Lombres to go on the attack. Because Lombres needs a standing target for him to rush. Now, he can't rush Atienza if Atienza's moving away.
He can't hit anything that's moving right now. In the meantime, coming down to the final 10 seconds.
10 seconds.
Now, a good display of ring generalship is what Atienza is showing right now.
Which is one of the 4 factors for scoring, of course. Right now, Lombres trying to get something in before the bell rang.
At the end of round number 3. I thought Lombres showed a lot of heart in that round.
Yes.
Coming off a round where he went down. But Atienza, his technique, his boxing IQ, very evident in round number 3. Moving away from Lombres, providing that distance.
And knowing how to set up the follow-up after leading with one hand.
And there was that left hand once more, connected by Atienza on our slow-mo replay from the previous round, brought to you by Playtime.
Now, Lombres is being coached hard in this corner, being told probably to bore in a little more. He will get tagged, that's inevitable, but he'll have to cut the size of the fight even more as we welcome you to round 4, scheduled for 6.
That jab for Atienza, that has to be pumping, the right jab, to keep Lombres away. Now Lombres looking for an opportunity to move in. He's like a toy bulldog inside that ring.
Toy bulldog.
He's putting his head down, trying to narrow that distance, and there he goes, throwing that short left hook, but that missed. Now he's got Atienza cornered. That's exactly what he wants. Atienza needs to fight off the ropes. Can he do it?
He's got to dance out of that predicament, actually, because Lombres is going to not stop coming in.
Here's that jab once more by Atienza. But Atienza has that habit of backing off and going into the ropes. That's a very dangerous situation for him.
Why do you think he's doing that?
I don't know, maybe force of habit, but he needs to be able to put the fight in the center of the ring because that's where he will have an advantage. Because of his reach, edge, and because of his height edge, and also because of his style.
Some tape coming undone on the left glove of Atienza. Fighters continue with 137 remaining here in the 4th.
Well, Seb, you also noticed that Lombres has not been consistent with his body attack any longer in
It
this,
seems to have
in
tapered
this
off.
round.
No?
Yeah. And I think he's also being staved off here by that right jab of Atienza.
Yes, I agree.
And if you're running around the ring trying to chase down your opponent, you're going to get tired.
Caution issued against Atienza for hitting back of the neck.
And double right jab coming from Atienza. He needs to keep on pumping that right jab. Lombres does not have a jab. I mean,
No,
he's a roughhouser.
yeah.
He just wants to bore inside.
Get inside, throw hooks. There you are.
And once more, he pins Atienza into a corner. And Atienza twirling away. You know, he was about to hit Lombres until referee Castillas told him, hold it, hold it.
I think it was more about a piece of tape that was coming undone. That's dangerous because it can cause some scratches.
That's right.
On the other side.
And
Here we go.
Lombres.
Here we go. Banging away. 13 seconds remaining.
And Lombres, again, pushing Atienza into the ropes.
To some judges, he could be stealing this round with his
He could be.
aggressiveness.
Yes,
Huh?
I would think so.
In terms of volume of work, Atienza has tapered off as well. We're done with 4. 2 more to go.
I would say a good round for Lombres. He was putting the pressure on Atienza. Take a look at some of that action from the previous round. You know, we were saying how Lombres sort of tapered off in his attack to the body, but that time, again, going to the body, as you see, Jerry Peñalosa beside Koki Kameda. Peñalosa, of course, the former 2-division world champion. He won a championship in the bantamweight division. That was the last championship that he won under the WBO. He also won a championship in the super flyweight division in WBC.
He's in the bit. He's in the.
And Bayani
Yeah.
in the house, enjoying the action. And we also saw Blackwater CEO, Eberbilena CEO, Josel Dossi,
Yes.
also in the house.
As we welcome you to round number 5. I met Jerry in 1997. One of the first fights I covered when he went to defend his crown in Korea, in Songnam. Jerry could not burn the weight, and we struggled there. But finally, he won by a knockout. Anyway, back to the present. Do you think Atienza has a substantial lead, or has it been trimmed down after that previous round, Kinito?
Well, I think he still has the lead here, especially buoyed by that knockdown in the second round. But Lombres certainly wants to make a fight out of this, and he's out to win. He's out to come back from 2 straight losses.
You know, you're right. Atienza should not be complacent, actually.
Yeah. And Lombres, he's in a desperate situation.
If this were a 4-rounder, almost automatic after
yeah.
that knockdown. But this is a 6-rounder.
And for Lombres, I was going to say that this is a crossroads fight for him.
I
Coming
agree,
off 2 straight losses, he needs to be able to get back on track if he wants to make a successful professional career.
You know, each fight for a professional boxer is a moment in time. You try to decide where you go after that, and dictates of the fight will tell you if you're going for a championship or another fight. Meanwhile, Atienza.
And for Lombres, if he's able to defeat Atienza, there he goes again.
Another uppercut on target, hitting Lombres.
And Lombres, you know, he paid the price. I'm not sure if he can get up. He's slow to get up.
He's allowed by...
Oh, no, it's over. It's over. He was counted out. A big shot coming from Atienza just when Lombres was starting to get on track. But he's clearly in dire straits. He's being helped up here by referee Castillas, and then there's a stool.
Yeah, a ring physician, Dr. Noel Tanzania on the back, is there.
And it's important that the gates of the Muses board keep. Look at that. He was on his way down, and then he was smacked by a right uppercut.
Am I correct, Kinito? If you are knocked down, you are not allowed to fight over a certain amount of time by the rules of GAB. And this is a big knockdown by Londres, but what a whopping win by Atienza. He was taking his time, he's picking his marks. He's just biding his time, looking for the right time to score. A knockout in the second and one more in the finisher in the fifth.
That's right, the knockdown was scored in that second round. And this is his third straight knockout win in his career. And Atienza certainly showing a lot of promise in this fight. You know, I thought the maturity level was something that we need to point out. He was very patient. He didn't rush things. But I also thought that the coup de grace was that right uppercut as Lombres was going down.
Right. Yeah,
of course.
It was a follow-up.
Yeah, it was a follow-up. So that's a legit punch because he was not yet down. You don't strike a fighter when he's down.
Yeah.
But you can strike a fighter when he's going down.
He's on the way down.
Yeah, you can. That was a legitimate punch. And there's Atienza celebrating the moment.
We are just awaiting the recording. I'm sure we have the official time in just a short while. Here's another look in it at that knockout, finally. Whoa, there's that uppercut.
Punch. Oh, actually, he was on the way. He was backpedaling, and then he got hit with that right uppercut. There you go. So check that. He wasn't actually hit by a first punch. The knockout blow was a right uppercut.
And if all is in readiness, our very colorful ring announcer is going to announce the official time and where we are as far as the record is concerned. If they're ready atop the ring, let's send it there.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 1 minute and 42 seconds of round number 5, we have a winner by knockout. Your winner, Teodoro Atienza.
And there is our winner, Teodoro Atienza, bowing to all 4 parts of the ring. And we'll try to get a chat with him in just a short while. Lombres seems to be okay with his team. They are moving up. We have one more battle coming up before we get to a main event. And let's wait. What do we do right now? We have a on cue. We'll take. We have the fighter. We have. He's coming over. Okay, mga kaibigan, in Tagalog, we are going to start in Tagalog, then later on I will translate for the benefit of our international audience. We have the winner by knockout in the 5th round, none other than Teodoro Atienza Jr. And anong palayaw mo?
The Nightmare po.
The Nightmare. Hindi, ano nickname mo? Ang tawag sa'yo mga kaibigan.
Ted po.
Ted. So tawag ka muna namin, Ted.
Ako tatawag kita, Nightmare. Kasi yun ang ginawa mo kanina.
Baka matakot ako sa'yo pag Nightmare ang tinawag ko sa'yo. And ito yung ginawa mo, nakikita ni Nightmare, yung ginawa niya no second round, napatumba mo siya, tapos ng 5th round. Napansin namin na medyo hindi ka na-atat, hindi ka over-aggressive para ma-finish yung laban pagkatapos ng second round. Ano ba umaandar sa isip mo ng mga sandaling yun?
Sabi din naman ng mga coach ko po na dapat wag muna magmadali. Kasi kapag nagmamadali ka, baka ako yung mabaliktad. Ako yung baling ma-knock out ulit. Kasi nung last fight ko parang nagmamadali ako eh. Tapos yun natamaan ako ng sulit. Buti na lang nakabangon, tapos nakabawi ulit.
His coaches informed him that he should not be overly aggressive because he might end up being on the floor, on the mat. So he was patient. So he was not overly aggressive. Kinito?
Nightmare, 3 sunod na panalo mo ngayon.
Yes,
by knockout. Nakita namin yung level of maturity mo.
Yes,
parang napansin namin na siguro napagsabihan ka din ni Gerrypens na to be mature, wag magmadali.
Yes po. Isa din yun
ka ng knockdown. Ano masasabi mo?
Nagpapasalamat din po ako sa isang promoter ko na si Sir Jerry Peñalosa na hindi siya po hindi po siya nagkulang sa amin na sasabihan na dapat yan yung gagawin namin. Dapat wag kami magmadali sa ibang bagay at saka focus din kami sa laro talaga.
Napansin ko, Nightmare, na yung pinakita mo dito sa laban, dalawang kamay, kaya mong patulugin yung mga kalaban mo. Nung second round, napatumba mo si Lombres ng left straight, pero yung knockout punch mo, right uppercut yung pumasok, left and right. Anong masasabi mo?
Ito siguro po na nagpapasalamat lang po talaga ako nang binigyan ako ng lakas sa Panginoon.
And he is thankful that God gave him strength. He's also thankful to his promoter for guiding him in this fight. Maraming salamat. Thank you very much, Nightmare. We look forward to your other fights and more knockouts in the future, especially when you go for a world championship. We'll have more fights here in Mano a Mano very shortly.
Thank you po.
This program is brought to you by
Did you hear that?
The what? There's something about the Winford experience? I want to find out! Welcome to Winford Resort and Casino, Manila.
Every spin, every roll, every moment, someone wins. It's not just about the wins, it's how we make you feel. Come and create your winning moment.
Itong part na to.
Okay po.
Swerte si Vic. Ikaw kaya, subukan mo sa
Playtime! Pinakamataas sa cashback sa 2%. Taas nun, ha? Swerte sa akin ng Playtime. You're welcome!
This program is brought to you by
Sam Sarmento and Quinito Henson here from the Winford Hotel and Casino. Our ring is still a-smoking after that knockout win in the previous fight. But the Dora Tensa is done. We're now moving forward with the next fighter, Ken Danila, going up against John Lawrence Ordonez. Anything on these two, Quinito?
Seth, this is another six-rounder. As we take a look at our tail of the tape, you see that Danila has an advantage in many respects, but Ordonez coming in with an advantage, however, in terms of reach and slightly in terms of height. Now, Ordonez in his last fight actually weighed 144 3/4 pounds, so he was able to bring down his weight for this fight. He scaled 139.9, and that's over the limit of 136 pounds. But this fight will go on just the same. Danila, however, will be fighting an opponent who is much bigger than him in terms of weight.
Our man in the top of the ring, smiling already. It's so silver. And take it away.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will now go to the supporting main event of the evening. This will be 6 rounds of professional boxing under lightweight category. Let us welcome the fighters here inside the ring. First, the fighter from the blue corner, representing LC Boxing Stable of San Fernando, La Union, introducing John Lawrence Ordonio. And now, ladies and gentlemen, let us call on his opponent, the fighter from the red corner, representing Peñalosa Boxing Stable of Better Living Parañaque. Here is the hard-hitting Ken Danila. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the supporting main event of the evening. 6 rounds of boxing under lightweight category presented to us by Gerrypens' Gerrypens Promotions and Koki Kameda's Kameda Promotions, sponsored by Winford Resort and Casino. One Sports, Playtime, Dial Med Dialysis Center, Blackwater, Pilipinas Live, Title Holder, and Travel TV. Ladies and gentlemen, this bout is suctioned by the Games and Amusement Board Chairman, Attorney Francisco J. Rivera, Commissioners Angel Bautista, and Attorney Manuel S. Plaza III. Chief of Pro Boxing and Other Contact Sports, Mr. Rodil Manaon. Ring position, Dr. Noel Nathaniel Napa. Timekeepers, Romulo Santiago and Estela Igasan. Ladies and gentlemen, judges at ringside scoring this contest in the 10-point must system will be Carlo Baluyon, Elmer Costillas, and Danilo Lopez. And when the bell rings, your referee in charge of the action, ladies and gentlemen, the veteran, Virgilio Garcia. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing a red with black, official weight, 139.5 pounds. He has a veteran professional record consisting of 9 victories, 9 defeats, with 5 of his victories coming by way of knockout. Proudly representing LC Boxing Stable of San Fernando, La Union, here is John Lawrence Ordonio. And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the red corner, wearing blue with white, official weight, 136.8 pounds. He has a perfect professional record, consisting of 5 victories, with 4 of his victories coming by way of knockout, and he is undefeated. Proudly representing Peñalosa Boxing Stable of Better Living Parañaque, here is the hard-hitting Ken the Tank Danila. Once again, to give instructions, here's referee Virgilio Garcia.
May instruction na ako sa inyo. Okay, good luck na lang sa inyong dalawa.
The veteran referee Virgilio Garcia has already given his instructions to the fighters before the start. Then he confirmed that, and we're just about ready to get going. We have an undefeated fighter here in this ring. We've got, how many rounds are going? We're going 6 with this one.
Yes, we are going 6, and Danila, as you mentioned, he's undefeated with a record of 5-0 with 4 knockouts. All of those 4 knockouts coming inside the first round. And the only fighter who actually survived the distance with Danila is Sherwin Lombres, who we saw in the previous
Yes.
fight. But if he's called the tank, well, Ordonio, his opponent, is called the equalizer. And Ordonio...
This is so deadly. I'm so scared.
Oh, yeah. And Ordonio, actually, he's been a pro for 10 years. He turned pro back in 2015. However, he did not fight in 2019, 2017, 2020, 2021. So a lot of those years, he turned to other activities in his life, but he's back in boxing, and he hopes to be able to pick up a win here. But unfortunately, he has lost his last 4 fights. So this is another crossroads fight here for Ordonio. He needs to be able to pick up a win here against Danila, and if he does, it'll be a big feather in his cap.
Yes. And that pandemic year really changed a lot of decisions and careers, actually. Body punches. Oh, big shot from the tank.
Well, he's called the tank, and he's called that for big reasons.
Look at those shoulders.
Oh, yeah.
Look at
He's
those
built
shoulders.
like a tank. And not only that, he is a devastating puncher.
And he's going immediately to the midsection.
He's trying to bring the guard down
of
Ordonio to open up the upstairs target. Oh, look at that body shot. And Ordonio just is not able to take that power.
And crumbled to the floor.
Wincing in pain. He rolled over. He's not going to get up.
We're not going anywhere with this one.
And referee Bill Garcia signaling the end. He was counted out, a body shot. And Garcia now calling in the ringside physician to attend to the fallen victim.
As well as the corner assistants of Ordonio. And it's a first round knockout, the 6th straight win, the 5th straight knockout created by Ken Danila. Here it is, Kinito, in slow motion.
And it was that body shot. And you see a slightly delayed reaction on the part of Ordonio, but going down, crumpling, he rolled over, that body shot.
There was a previous shot also.
Oh, yeah.
He hit him in the rib section, actually. And that liver section is usually so prone.
A very vulnerable spot.
Yeah, that's exactly what it does.
A left hook connected by Danila right to the midsection in the liver area.
If Danila has now won 5 straight, Ordonio's now lost 5 straight.
That's right, for Ordonio, he really needs to reassess where his career is going in boxing. But for Danila, certainly on the rise.
Yes.
He, as you mentioned, he has improved his record to 6-0 with 5 knockouts. All of those 5 knockouts came in the first round.
And,
but this guy is a devastating puncher.
And you are right, Kinito. Each fight of a boxer, win or lose, is career defining.
Yeah.
You either move forward.
And watch it again. Watch the left hand. Right to the ribs.
He just folded like a kite in a tent that just got its string cut.
Ordonio rolling over, grimacing in pain, and being attended to by his cornerman. Well, it wasn't a headshot, so no need to be alarmed if there was any kind of concussion. It was a pure body shot that brought down Ordonio.
Danila was actually going there. Let's go to the top of the ring.
After 1 minute and 55 seconds of the very first round, we have a winner by knockout, the hard-hitting Ken Danila.
And there it is, the official announcement. Danila with a scintillating first round knockout win over John Lawrence Ordonio.
Of the first round. We are done with this fight. We'll take a short break and we'll try to talk to Ken Danila. We'll bring him over here. Let's have a brief chat with our winner. We'll be right back.
This program is brought to you by
Did you hear that?
The what? There's something about the Winford experience? I wanna find out! Welcome to Winford Resort and Casino Manila.
Every spin, every roll, every moment, someone
Galing Ken,
wins.
ayusin ito para gwapo
It's
ka
not
dyan,
just
ha?
about the wins, it's
Taga
how
saan
we
ka,
make you
probinsya ka?
feel. Come and create your winning moment.
No, ganito ba? Okay.
Itong part na to.
Okay po.
Swerte si Vic. Ikaw kaya, subukan mo sa
Playtime! Pinakamataas sa cashback sa 2%. Taas nun, ha? Swerte sa akin ng Playtime. You're welcome!
Brought to you by This program is brought to you by
Kasama natin dito sa ringside ang winner ng ating supporting main event, si Ken Danila na taga North Cotabato. Ken, talaga bang target mo yung tagiliran at saka yung tiyan nitong nakalaban mong si Ordonio, tapos maaga tayo uuwi nito?
Opo sir, kasi nakita ko kapon pagtimbangan namin eh. Parang walang muscle yung tiyan niya ba. Kaya tinarget ko talaga yung tiyan niya sir.
Yeah, and he just said because we have a Japanese audience, he was targeting the midsection because you saw it in the weigh-in yesterday that there seemed to be no muscles in his opponent. Kinito?
Well, tumimbang ng 139
Opo, sir.
yung kalaban mo. Mas malaki sa'yo. At sa dating laban niya, tumimbang din siya ng 144. So, medyo may kalaki rito si Ordonio. Pero nung nakita mo yon, hindi ka ba nailang na baka makakayanin niya yung mga suntok mo?
Hindi naman sir.
Okay?
Okay,
Now, 5 knockout ang nakuha mo na, lahat sa first round.
Opo sir.
Palagi ka nagmamadali. Anong naiisip mo? Talagang gusto mong tapusin ka agad at meron ka yatang date na hinahabol?
Wala naman sir.
Pakisabi naman ko anong tumakbo sa isip mo nung nakuha mo yung first round knockout muli.
Gusto ko nga sana sir yung gusto ko pa manuntok sana sa kaso wala na tapos na eh.
Aha.
Sir.
Nakita ko din yung power na pinapakita mo sa mga laban mo at sa ilan mga laban mo na-cover na din natin. Saan ang gagaling yung power mo? Yung ba talagang pwede mong sabihin God-given o something na dinevelop mo sa loob ng gym?
God-given din siguro sir, tsaka din tinutulong na din sa gym.
He said
Dinevelop na lang.
He said that his talent is probably God-given, which we think he is, and it is, and he worked hard on it in the gym. Ano plano para sa iyo, Ken? Anong sabi ng iyong promoter? Ano ba susunod para sa iyo bago ko pa namin pakawalan?
Hindi ko pa alam sir sila lang nakakaalam eh.
Basta kung saan ka padala,
Opo, sir.
laban lang.
Oo sir.
Ako meron akong pahabol na question dito. Ang tawag sa iyo, The Tank. Bakit nga ba?
Hindi ko din alam sa kanila sir Sila lang
May
sabi
mga
sa sir
taong hindi nagpapaliwanag sa boksingero natin kung bakit yun ang pangalan niya. Magtiwala ka na lang at malayo mararating mo. Congratulations,
Thank you, sir.
Ken Danila. At kung nananaginip kayo, magtatanong ng isang question lang ang partner ko, nananaginip po kayo. We'll be right back with the main event.
This program is brought to you by
Did you hear that?
The what? There's something about the Winford experience? I want to find out! Welcome to Winford Resort and Casino, Manila.
Every spin, every roll, every moment, someone wins. It's not just about the wins, it's how we make you feel. Come and create your winning moment.
Itong part na to.
Okay po.
Swerte si Vic. Ikaw kaya, subukan mo sa
Playtime! Pinakamataas sa cashback sa 2%. Taas nun, ha? Swerte sa akin ng Playtime. You're welcome!
Ladies and gentlemen, due to early stoppage of our supporting main event, we'll be having certain interviews first, and our main event, the highly anticipated Kenneth Rivera versus Luis Concepcion, will start at exactly 7 p.m.